Employers love the Chinese overtime pay concept, and that's because the more that the employees work, the less that they have to pay them per hour. So why would they do that? Well, for that simple reason. It costs them less. So let's be clear. The normal overtime rule is if you're paid, for example, $10 per hour, your overtime rate is 15. That's 1.5 times your regular rate. If the employer is using the exception to that normal rule, they run the risk of not following the details and the technical requirements of using the fluctuating work week or Chinese overtime. So if they don't follow those rules, then the old normal method of paying overtime at time and a half is what actually should be done. We identify ways in which employers violate or don't follow the regulations. For example, if they're not actually paying their employers a salary, a fixed amount every week, for example, $500 per week, if the amount they're paying them depends in any way on the number of hours they work, that is not a fixed salary for a fluctuating work week. That actually compensates the employee based on the number of hours worked. Sometimes we see employers use this system, and the idea is that when they work less than 40 hours in a week, they still get that minimal salary of $500 in my example. If they don't pay them that $500 salary, then they're not complying with the regulations. Likewise, if you take the $500 and divide it by the total number of hours you've worked, and if that comes out to less than $7.25 per hour, they're not complying with the fluctuating work week. So the takeaway is that this is an exception to the normal overtime calculation. And because it's an exception, the employer has to follow very technical requirements, and when they don't do that, employees end up being owed a lot of money.